Welcome back to another video.
So let's just jump right into it. So this happened this week.
Position of our breakup as well. Like, yeah, me and you broke up, but my kids gotta feel it too. So now my baby daddy come here with one meal for my child, but I have 3 other kids. We have 1 kid together, but he only want to come and bring one thing to McDonald's. But what about my other kids? How come you can't feed my other kids McDonald's though? Like, that's bogus as hell. Like, you're not finna sit here and make my other kids feel left out, and you're only bringing one child something to eat. Look, there you go. And I bet you he only got one thing in there. I bet you he don't even. I'm finna expose out of him so people can see how he really is. It ain't more than enough food in that bag for everybody. What's up? Because I'm finna expose you. What? Because that don't look enough for all my kids. That don't look enough for all my kids. What is that? That's just one burger? One burger, one fry?
What he like? What do you mean?
Okay, what about my other kids?
What about your other kids?
Okay, but them your kids' siblings, though.
What are you talking about? What are you mad about?
Them your kids' siblings, though.
So what you?
So my other kids finna be left out.
You didn't feed them?
You know I don't get my food stamps to the 7th.
Lisa, how is that my problem?
But if you're trying to help out, though, you're not helping out.
I'm not trying to help him. I'm trying to help my son.
But how are you helping your son when you're only getting food for just him and not the other kids, his siblings?
Lisa,
them are his siblings,
Lisa,
though. He not finna eat in front of all his other siblings and they're not eating on McDonald's. Why do I gotta put...
Bring him out to the car. I'll let him eat.
No. He's not finna eat that shit at all if you can't bring enough for everybody.
Lisa, so you telling me that I gotta bring my son food, I gotta bring your kids food too now?
Yes.
You sound dumb.
How is that dumb? You sound dumb. You sound dumb.
Where are they daddies at? Nobody told you to talk to them other... You had them other kids. They're your responsibility. They're not my responsibility.
Okay, but if you're going to bring one, you need to bring it for all. How do that shit look that I'm letting one child eat McDonald's and all the rest of the kids can't eat no fucking McDonald's? So you know I get food stamps on the 11th.
3 kids that ain't mine. 3 kids that ain't mine. What
they're his siblings. You knew what you was getting into when you had a baby with me.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
You expect me to take care of all the kids? They're not my kids.
Okay, but you still had a baby with me who have kids with other people. I still have other kids.
Why are you recording me?
Because I'm exposing. Everybody think you're such a motherfucking good daddy. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're full of shit in this bullshit. You only come here with one piece of food for one child.
The child that's mine, silly.
No, that's dumb that you can't feed the other kids. Don't feed nobody at all then. He can't take that shit. He can't eat it.
Maybe if you had 1 or 2, I can maybe. You got, it's 3 extra kids. What the f***? You all like going to my mother account, spending money on all those kids. Them not my kids.
Them are your kids' siblings, though. Dumb.
So that's what you gonna go with? That's the one you gonna
Those are your fucking kids' siblings.
They're my, so that means
yeah.
I take care of them.
So I didn't say you have to take care of them. You can bring them something to eat if you bring one something to eat.
I bring them food every other day. What do you mean?
Exactly, but you don't never bring food for the other ones.
Well.
So in my opinion, she dead ass wrong. What do I have to say about it? She's dead ass wrong. Now, you could be a stand-up man and be nice and get something for the rest of the kids. You know, most stand-up men would do that. But the harsh reality is those are not his kids. And y'all are not together no more. So he's not obligated to those kids. Would it be nice for him to get everybody a McDouble and some fries? Yes. But he decided not to. He decided to get his own child some food because your food stamps wasn't in yet. After that happened, this happened. She has a rebuttal for him. And for us, actually. Let's check it out.
Through a transition of our breakup as well. Like, yeah, me and you broke up, but my kids gotta feel it too. So now my kids have to see only one of their siblings get McDonald's and not the rest of them. And they know it's coming from you because, of course, like me and you used to be together. They used to see you. You used to do it for them.
I still feel how I feel.
Sorry, not sorry.
So I actually do have some people on here to kind of help me talk about this because I felt like I didn't want to just give my 2 cents. I wanted to hear some other people's 2 cents. So I'm going to bring them on right now. I got my homegirl, Bambi. Hey, girl. So y'all know we all know Bambi from Tipsy Talk, you know. Shout out to my co-host and my friend. And we also have my homie, Alex, in the building.
What's up, y'all? What up? Can you hear me good?
Yes, loud and clear. So what do y'all think about this? Because I think she's dead ass wrong.
Ladies first, Bambi.
I think she's dead ass wrong too. I feel like, listen, yes, he could have, like you said, he could have been a stand-up guy and brought something for everybody. I think a pizza at Little Caesars is what, $5? And he would have probably had some change left over. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, he could have been nice enough to do that. Me as a mother, I don't know how, men feel as fathers, but me as a mother, I couldn't just let other kids go hungry, especially if I know her food stamps don't start till the 7th or whatever. But as far as her nails done, her hair done,
she got flyaway lashes on.
She got them butterflies on her face. Why do you not have food for your kids? Like that doesn't fly with me. That doesn't sit right with me. And that's my 2 cents.
What you think, Alex?
There's so many layers to this damn thing, because first we see this video, the first one that focuses on the dad of one of the children. We see that video first. Then we see her rebuttal. And in both of those videos, there are just so many layers. Now,
yes.
in the first video, when he said to her, "I'm bringing food for my child," they have their own daddies with an S. So I'm saying there are 4 children altogether. There are at least probably 3 fathers, 4 at the worst. Okay, so this. And then listen, women have 4 children by 4 different dudes. That thing happened. I'm not disparaging anybody. But what I'm saying is it tends to lead to bad decision making. Because what happens in these situations is you having children with these dudes that are bums because they cute, or because they thugs, or because they this, or they laying the pipe right, or whatever the reason. But the fact is they bums. So then you find a good dude who want to take care of his child. You want to put everything on the good dude. This is why they say nice guys finish last, because these young girls tend not to want a nice dude until they're loaded up with children. Then they want to find a nice guy to take care of them and their children. And that's just not how it works. That game is tired. As tired as her eyelash game. Her eyelash game is tired. Okay.
It was about to pop off for there. It was about to pop off. We do have one more person I want to introduce to the stage. I'm not cutting you off. By all means, when he comes on, continue. But I'm gonna bring on my homeboy X. What's going on?
What's up with y'all?
What up?
Go ahead, Alex.
Yeah, I'm just finished X for a second.
Go ahead.
I would say for me, with all these layers, okay, if I'm gonna come over there with food, and I know there are other children, because they say it takes a village, right? And his child, the father's child, is the youngest child. So if you just bring him food and not the others, it causes distress and venom and vitriol among those children. And it might cause his child to start getting beat up because that's the youngest kid. It causes a lot of sibling rivalry and hatred and all that kind of stuff. So this is how I would handle it. If I'm going to bring food and leave my child there, I'm bringing food for all the children, because it's not the children's fault, the mistakes that these adults have made. Children don't understand. Why would one person get a McDonald's and we don't, a Burger King or whatever it may be? So if I was going to just do for my child, I'm coming to pick him up and take him out of the house. And we're going to McDonald's or Burger King or something. We're going to sit down and eat, father and son, have a talk, spend time, finish his food, and then bring him back home. He's not going home with a biscuit, a cup, nothing, because I don't want the other kids to have to see that. You know what I mean? So
that's what a stand-up person would do.
Right.
And I think that would be commendable. However, let's just be honest, it's not required of him.
She was way out of line the way she handled it. You know
not only that, but did y'all peep how, because you said it was a lot of layers in there, right?
Yeah.
And I want to know, were you even telling the truth? Because we mentioned that her hair is done, her lashes are done. Because did y'all peep this? Hold on, let me start it from the beginning.
You know I don't get my food stamps to the 7th. You know I get food stamps on the 11th.
And excuse me, everybody who gets food stamps know what day they get their food stamps.
Right.
So do you get them on the 7th or the 11th, baby? Or did you want him to go take you to the 7-Eleven? What was it?
I peeped that.
What was it?
I definitely peeped that. Oh, hold on, but check this. When she did the second video, she had a whole lace front, lashes. What y'all say? Her face was beat. That's on the food money right there, baby. That's on the food money right there. Like,
so was she telling the truth?
I'm starting to think it was like, I don't like, because we in this age of clout chasing and 15 minutes of fame and trying to, because like that didn't set right with me. Because like me personally, I can speak from that experience because I got kids that ain't mine and all type of shit. And I came into the picture and I still do folks. Don't deal with their mamas or nothing. We don't even talk. Don't like, you know what I mean? But I still understand, like, at the end of the day, in the beginning of the day, the man was never wrong. Now the discussion we should have is like, was it petty? Was it childish? Was it inconsiderate? But saying he was wrong, nah, because you ain't never wrong for just taking care of yours. Because that's all you are obligated to do. Like, facts. That's the end of that discussion right there. Now, everything else that comes out there is, was it inconsiderate? Was it petty? Was it childish? Yeah, we can have a talk about that. Because what my brother just said in the beginning, yes, that's going to cause a lot of conflict when you come in here with little buddies of food and the other three don't get none. Oh, yeah, it's going to be some problems. It's going to be a rift between the family, between the brothers and the siblings and everything. And that's why I do what I do, because I don't never want my sons and they brothers or step, you know what I mean, that feel no type of way towards each other, because at the end of the day, they all they got. I want them to be a unified unit. You get what I'm saying?
And that's exactly why I don't say that she's wrong. I say that she's dead ass wrong. Because that man said, send my son out here.
Yeah. Them kids ain't had to know.
Exactly.
But she made a show to where they did know. You get what I'm saying? And then just another thing. While everybody saying like he wrong and all this, like, we opening up Pandora's box here now. Because when he come in with some shoes for little Ray Ray, do he got about the other three some shoes? When he come in with a bike for little Ray Ray or little Lisa, do he got about the other three a bike?
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? We opening up a can of worms here, like everybody, like, they going off emotion. Yeah. They ain't going off of logic. They going off of emotion. Because if he come with a PlayStation for his son, do that mean he got to come with a PlayStation for all three of those? Right. Like, it's a bigger picture here. The optics, we gotta look at. We gotta let these optics, you know what I'm saying, wide. We gotta look at it the way it's supposed to be looked at. Now, from a moral standpoint, I get it. Or how you was raised, or how we was raised. You know what I'm saying? Me, I would have came with something for him. But at the end of the day, I ain't gonna never say that man wrong for just doing what he gotta do for his child.
Yeah.
But hold on. But not only that, we're talking apples and oranges, though. You're talking about when we were together, when we was kicking it, when we was, but y'all not no more. What you think, Bambi?
E. Nicole, I'm sorry, Bambi. Here's the thing.
I'm over here thinking.
Oh, you thinking?
How do we even know that he got it like that to give?
Right. That too.
That too.
That play a factor.
I mean, because he could be struggling too. You know, men struggle too.
He not driving a Ferrari, not that we seen.
Hell
You
no,
know,
he pulled up in a beat up ass Mustang.
right,
Oh,
right.
what was that? A Mero or
No
Mustang?
disrespect to you, sir.
Right, and my car ain't the greatest, but I got a stock that I can get from A to B.
Yep. And
You know
here's
what I
And
the
mean?
he can
thing.
afford that McDouble and them fries and that large IC.
Here's the thing. There's a moral dichotomy here. There's an ethical dichotomy here, and there's a legal dichotomy. You know what I mean?
Coming back.
Like my man said, morally, yeah, he probably could bring all them some food, but he's not legally
I
obligated
heard at the
to
beginning
do
like he's
that.
doing.
He's not ethically obligated to do that. He's obligated to his own child. And she went off on him as if he's obligated. Now, if she had just said, why couldn't you bring food for everybody? You know, they all hungry, whatever. If she had been like kind of kind and gentle about it, then we like, yeah, well, maybe he should have whatever. But she went off like he's supposed to do it. Okay?
And then threw the food in the street.
Right. But here's
Are you
the
gonna
thing.
bring some food today for him?
But you know what? But here's the crazy thing. In her rebuttal, she said that their child is the youngest baby. So when they were kicking it, he already knew she had 3 children and they were in a relationship, and he always did for all the children when they were together. Okay, so he kind of set himself up for this.
He
So
definitely did.
now that they break up, he only want to do for his child in their face. You can't do that in their face like that. If you used to
But
do for them,
I gotta play devil advocate though.
It's two
Okay.
sides to every story.
When they were together, he was in it. He had feelings for her. We don't know why they broke up.
right?
So it could have been something crazy. And she should be grateful that he's still being a father to his child.
And according to her, he's still coming. According to her, now we haven't heard from him yet.
Yeah,
he's
that
still
part.
he's still coming back and forth, smashing. Now,
Yes.
Exactly. Oh, I like him.
now she believed because he coming back and forth, smashing. He got obligations to that household. That's not the facts. He just
She letting him
smashing.
smash. She letting him smash though.
She letting him smash.
What's it say about her? And then this is another thing I want to know, like how many kids baby daddies don't is it?
I think it's 4 because the gentleman said they have their own daddies with an S.
Exactly. I just told somebody the other day, like you gotta listen when people talk.
Right.
He said, where they fathers at?
Where their father's at with an S.
So I'm like, now you working on baby daddy number what?
Probably number 5. Who knows? Who knows? This is the old adage that nice guys finish last. Now we don't know what the all the ins and outs of their relationship was. Okay, but we know this guy looks out for his son. It's clear in the video. She doesn't say you never do nothing for your son. Where have you been the last month? Where she don't say none of that. She says when you bring him food, because he always does that apparently. When you bring him food, you're supposed to bring for everybody. I'm taking care of my child. Where are these other dudes at?
But did you notice he said he bring them food every other day? Did you peep that?
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, I did, Bambi. I did. He bring food every other day. So is he supposed to bring that for the other kids every other day? That's a lot of money adding up over time. You on mute, X. X is on mute.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was the background. I had to stop the background. You on now?
He said that when he had the bag in his hand when he had the drink.
Yes.
I gotta go listen to that again.
Yeah.
I didn't repeat that.
Yeah.
It was a lot going on. Like
Yeah, it was a lot. Yeah, it was a lot. And
you on mute, Bambi.
Yeah, you on mute, Bambi. Yeah.
I was just saying, yes, it was a lot going on, and it's hard to catch everything in that one little span. But yes, that's what he said.
Yeah, and we have 2 ladies here tonight. We have E. Nicole and we have Bambi D. Okay, And I'm going to ask the ladies, you know, is it just if you just smashing the dude and you got children, does he have a moral obligation to bring your children food when he comes by? If you'll have a child together, if you're really just smashing, he come by there and knock you off. Y'all spend a few minutes talking or whatever. That's not a relationship. Okay, he just smashing and he leaving. So,
well, I'll answer it first because we're not going to play all that over here. Ain't no just smashing. Okay, that's one. Two, it goes into what you said earlier about your choices in men. How long? We don't know how long the relationship was. You know what I'm saying? We don't know if it was a beginning, y'all was just smashing, and then you popped up pregnant. Was it even a real relationship? You know what I'm saying? Was he buying them all McDonald's so he could get the pennies? Like, you know what I'm saying? Why was he really doing what he was doing that he now doesn't do anymore? Me personally, I only have one, so I don't have to deal with this. But yeah, I wouldn't deal with a person who wasn't a stand-up type of guy like that. To get everybody some or don't get nobody nothing. That's the type of man that I choose. However, if we want to be technical about duties, he did his duty.
Right.
Go ahead, baby.
I agree with that. I mean, I have 2 kids, but I only have one baby daddy, and no, we're not smashing. So I don't really know too much about being in that situation. But the way I was raised is, first off, you don't go over nobody's house empty-handed. And second of all, you bring something for everybody. That's just how I was raised. So,
and that you're speaking from a moral and ethical perspective.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's not an obligation. That's
no,
where the lines get blurred.
He definitely did not owe her anything. He didn't owe her anything. As long as his child was taken care of, he did his duty.
But you know what?
But I'm just saying, from a moral standpoint, from an ethical standpoint,
Can I give y'all my experience?
etiquette standpoint, like in the in the etiquette books and stuff, they tell you bring wine for the house,
Yeah, I agree. But
it's not due. It's not a due. It's not a debt for him to have to take care of.
But she think, and listen, we got women here again. A lot of women think that when they lay down with a man, they're the only ones giving up something. That man is giving his body, you're giving your body. You're both getting pleasure. You're both having fun. There's no more value in one than the other. But women think, a lot of women think, oh, when he gets some of this, he gonna do this, and that. Well, a lot of dudes that are good slingers, they can say the same thing. When I put this thing on her, I'm gonna get A, B, and C, and D. Okay, it's not about that. But y'all she feel like because he coming over there every now and then smashing it, he obligated to do something for her because he's smashing. She got the lines blurred. She got it twisted. She got the game twisted. Period.
Go ahead, X.
Is X still there?
Yeah. He was about to say something, but Bambi was talking, so.
Oh, he might have stepped away for a second.
Oh no, my phone went off. But look, I'm gonna say this from my experience. Okay, I got a daughter. She's deceased now, though, right? Rest in peace, my baby Davy. I got with her mama, and she had a daughter as well already. So I had no kids at this time. So when I got with her, she had a daughter. So when I came to the door, I already knew what was up because like how I was raised, like I get the whole village thing. I understand all that. You do for those that's around in the household or whatever, especially if you a man coming in. You know what I mean? You gonna help take care of it. So check this. Off the gate, she mine. So me and her mama have a baby. We have our own baby now. But me and her at the time when I was still having problems and we ain't see eye to eye, we went our separate ways. But no matter what, I always treated the oldest as my daughter. She called me daddy and everything. I don't say my stepdaughter, I say my daughter. You feel me? To this day, she know who her daddy is. She go around her biological daddy, all that. But she still call me and she say, daddy, what you doing? Daddy, what's up? Daddy, I did this. Whoop, whoop. But anyway, when I went to go get my biological daughter some shoes or some clothes or whatever, she got the same exact thing. You feel what I'm saying? Always. So like I understand making sure you take care of those around if you deal, especially if you're dealing with a woman with other children that ain't yours. I understand that from like how I was raised, just taking care of people in general. As Miss Bammy said, when you was raised where you like everybody gonna eat, everybody gonna get this. If you around, you here, nobody's gonna be left out. I understand all that. I can dig it, but like I just hate how the situation got so misconstrued from everybody trying to even understand the whole focal point of like at the end of the day, we can't say a person wrong for just taking care of their seed, their child, and moving the way they move for their child. No matter what the situation may have been with that child's parent or how ended, started, or whatever. At the end of the day, all that person is obligated to do is take care of theirs. Like the natural order of things. Like that's just what it is. Like we lost that focal point because now what we doing is enabling entitlement. Because the girl felt entitled to this is what's supposed to happen. This what my kids should get because you was with me. You had the pleasure of being with me and all this one type extra or whatever. But no, but then you show us who you are when you're looking how you're looking and you're talking about I can't have my stamps don't come on the 7th or the 11th or whatever, but like you were wearing the food that they're supposed to be eating in my eyes without the stamps, minus the stamps. You're wearing the food, the clothes they supposed to have, the shoes they supposed to have. Like you're wearing all this. At the end of the day, you're supposed to go to infinity and beyond for your children, no matter
And
what, or who ain't doing what. You
and you
supposed to do it.
and you mentioned entitlement, right? X
Yeah.
mentioned entitlement that she feels entitled, and that's what I was saying before. As long as she keep letting him smash, that's the ticket to entitlement. You coming over here smashing, you do for my house. That's not how
Because he
he
definitely
see it.
said it.
That's not how he see it. He see it as I'm coming over here. I don't have to go through any red tape. I ain't gotta go out here and date nobody and spend money for dinner and take nobody to the movies. Well, look, I'm gonna get right to it. I know where to go and get something right now. I'm gonna go and smash, talk for a few minutes, see my child, and I'm out of here. That's what it's about for him. She looking at it as something differently. You come over here smashing, so you're invested into my household. That's not the way he see it, and that's not the way it is. You know, there was a
But you
dude
can
too.
see from just that comment and the situation on top of that her priorities are fucked up.
Right.
You need to start having conversations with these people before you have sex with them. If
Hey,
you have
Nicole.
hold on. If you have a conversation with somebody, you need to tell these people what you expect. They need to tell you what they expect, so y'all know whether y'all match up or not. Maybe this is not somebody that you need to be smashing because you don't want to meet her expectations. You don't want to meet her requirements, or vice versa, what he requires or what he expects. Stop smashing these people and not knowing what's really gonna happen after y'all smash.
Yeah,
Because
but
that's the problem.
Nicole,
Smash is the aftermath.
Nicole,
What's up?
hold on, X, 1 second. Nicole, how many times? And I'm, I'm ashamed to say I've messed with married women in my day. Back in the day. Okay.
Me as well.
How many times have you sat down with a person that both of y'all were wrong, and y'all going to mess around with each other? These are the rules. I'll see you on Wednesdays, Sunday nights, whatever. You make out all the rules, okay? But when it gets good to somebody, they want more time and more time. They change the rules if it gets good to them. This happens all the time. This is nothing new.
I ain't changing shit. This is what we agreed to. Either keep doing it or don't. Move around.
You're an anomaly. If you stick to them rules, you're
I
an anomaly.
am. Y'all know that.
Hey, but can I ask y'all this? So when I'm having a discussion, should the discussion be in a different state? Like, should we be like trying to figure out what this woman's mind state is, or like should the discussion turn now to not be about if he was right or wrong or whatever, but like
it definitely should be on her and her mindset. That's what I was just saying. Her priorities are fucked up.
fuck all the way up.
Well, you already knew what her mindset was when she decided to hit that live button. You already knew it was something wrong with her.
Right.
But she was proud. She wasn't ashamed. She wasn't like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do this, or
She
oh,
thought she
how
was
would this
delivering us a
look,
prime
or
time moment.
she was proud.
Yes.
She was, like you said, she was entitled, and she just knew she was in the right. And then now
Yeah, she
that it's
did.
like, we ain't rocking with it, she's on the defensive.
But
And
it understand, she
it goes
wasn't
back to what
wrong.
X said. Hold on. It goes back to what X said when he said we are in the time of going viral. We are in the time of you get your little 15 minutes of fame. She thought that was gonna go up and people was gonna be like, yeah, he's a bum. He shouldn't have did this. He should have. No, you're the bum because you're on live now for the second time. Your eyelash is coming off, and you're still complaining that your kids are hungry.
Oh man. When I saw her do her rebuttal, I said I for some reason I knew she looked like that. I knew she would have these eyelashes, crazy wig on. You know, I just knew it. I said she gonna because she sounded like she looked like
Disclaimer:
that.
there's nothing wrong with lashes and wigs, though, ladies.
But you got to be
But
done
feed
right.
your kids first. Feed your kids first.
It got to be done right. There's
I
nothing
got
wrong with the
lashes and
lashes and
wigs
wigs.
on right
Period.
It got to be done right. You know what I mean? And a couple of weeks ago, there was a guy that he was furious because he got 33 kids, right? And then people got on him. Remember him, Baby D? Okay.
Man, he was a mess.
He was a mess.
Upset.
Clue me in because I missed
Listen.
that. What happened?
So there was this guy who took a family photo with him and a couple of football teams of kids. He's like, he's a proud dad of 33, even though some of them couldn't be there. And then one of his baby mamas spoke out like, he's a deadbeat to my kid, you know, blah, blah, blah. So he gets on Instagram yelling at us because he mad because he went viral.
With a stack of
Hold
cash in his
on.
hand.
Hold on. Can I ask what you said? I missed that. You said he did what? He took photos and did what?
He took a big family photo with him and a gang of kids. It was like at least 20 kids, and they were all his children.
Right. And he has 33 children, according to him. He had a stack of money in his hand, and he started flipping money, cussing everybody out, talking about he take care of his, and everybody talking about him, but he take care of his and this and that. But some of the baby's mama's like, you ain't doing nothing. Now, he's a bona fide bum because you should not have 33 children. You know he ain't got no regular job. He out here dealing or doing something illegal, period, point blank. Okay, so if we're gonna look at him like that, and he gets on IG Live and he's angry, we got to look at her the same way.
Okay,
now,
I got a couple questions.
She don't have 33, but it's still bad decision making.
I got a couple questions because I didn't see the picture or the situation or whatever. Number one, how do we know he's a bum? Number two, how do we know that these females are telling the truth? Because a lot of females, the men don't want to deal with you no more, and now all of a sudden he's a bum. But he wasn't a bum when y'all was together and y'all was making them kids. And he wasn't a bum when he set up that photo op neither.
Let me explain something to you, Nicole.
Yeah, let me know.
Let's say for the sake of argument, he's not a bum. Let's say he's a nice guy, whatever the case is. He's on IG Live with a stack of cash, flipping it going, I take care of mine, I take care of mine. Now, I know from living on this planet 50 plus years, if you're carrying a stack of cash like that, number one, you ain't really got no money because real people with money don't carry cash like that. Okay, that's number one. Number two, with all that cash, you're doing something illegal.
X said that's a misconception. Is that what you said?
That's a misconception. And trust me, I'm speaking facts. Don't. See, look, we gotta quit doing that. Now, what that really is, I'm gonna tell you what that really is. That's an idiot. You feel me?
Too.
Okay, no, it don't mean that he ain't got no money. He's just an idiot with money. That's what that means. Because I trust and believe. I'm from that world, and I ain't trying to boast or brag about none of that. But I'm just gonna be honest. Yes, some brothers got that rock, and they pushing that rock. You feel me? Like Steve Nash and Chris Paul, they cash the fuck up, and they doing that with no regards or whatever, not understanding. They're like, as you say, how rich people move, they move a little different. They ain't understanding what to do with their money. That's why they flashing it, because they got so much they don't know what to do with it. Now, I mean, they're gonna hold have it forever, but they just got so much they don't know what to do with it. You know what I mean? That's a difference. And it's some that's perfect or the way you say it, but then there are many that is just they got it, they just don't know how that motherfucker make it really work. They think because they taking care of their 30 kids and they got cars and all this, that's what it is. They can buy them Jordans here and there, but they ain't setting up no retirement funds, no pension plans, no scholarships, no
buying property, none
of that. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of them guys out here like that.
But that's what I'm
saying. I don't have a problem
saying.
with the 33 kids if you're taking care of your kids, because God said, "Be fruitful and multiply." If you're taking care of your kids, okay, but if you're not, that definitely is a problem.
No, but what I think what he was alluding to is what we talking about. Like, that's cool and dandy, but like, you really ain't taking care of your kids, because if you flashing all this money, how many of your kids got a private bank account set up right now where they going to accrue interest or some stocks and bonds or something? What's going to get us some money? So by the time they're 21, you don't set them up. If you show 53 stacks and you got 30 kids, each stack should at least have $1,000 working for them right now to the time they're 21 to be able to retain at least about 20 to 50,000 just to go out in the world and be like, all right, here you go.
That part.
You feel what I'm saying?
I agree.
Like,
I definitely agree.
Yeah, like, so like that's
also think about it from the
hold on, X. What you say, Bambi? Can you start over?
I also think about it from the point of sexual health. Like, these kids, a lot of these kids was the same age. Like, so obviously he's having sex with all of these different women at the same time, unprotected. Like,
that part, that plays it too. That plays it too.
And I know a lot of them knew each other, walked in the same circles, and still slept with this dude.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? So,
and I think that's what a lot of people miss out on all of these situations. Like, none of these situations are one-sided. We on both sides got to take some type of accountability.
You know, I'm gonna ask everybody on the panels. This is a very controversial question, and I've asked it before, and I get backlash, but I don't give a fuck. I'm used to it. On the surface, I know that birth control is the responsibility of both the men and the women. But if you can only pick one that needs to be a little bit more responsible, who would that be? And I say it's the woman. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because everywhere you go, your stomach go. Mama's baby, daddy's maybe. If you got to carry that child in your body, you got to be a little bit more responsible regarding birth control. Oh, that's the way I look at it.
I thought you were asking who's responsible, like, because they are very irresponsible with this birth control thing, in my opinion.
Yeah, very, very. And that's why I'm just saying, because if you're the one that have to carry this child around, then it's a little bit more responsible on you, because a man just going to stick and move. That's most dudes going to do that. So you have to protect yourself. The woman has to protect herself. And you can't be messing with these bum ass dudes. I know they cute. I know they thugging. They look nice. They got connects in the street and all this nonsense. At the end of the day, you end up with nothing. Because like X was saying, these kids don't have no property, no stocks, no bonds, no crypto, no nothing. No assets, nothing. Okay,
like people ain't taking the time to think about that. Like, they definitely not taking the time to think about it. Like, okay, cut my lashes out.
It also goes into what you said earlier, X. A lot of these people don't know what to do with it, but it's okay, because across the street at hashtag on everything, you know, the Black Dollar Coalition is coming real soon to educate y'all. But it's a lot of people that's missing that financial education.
Because we was never taught that. We was never taught financial literacy. Our parents was never taught financial. Like, majority of our people that look like us, parents was never taught financial literacy. Their parents was never taught financial literacy, and their parents was never. We was taught some slave mentality. You just work, go to take care of your family, and that's it. We were never taught to play the games that they play. You get what I'm saying? We was never taught that shit. So like it's hard to get one. Like I tell people about stocks and bonds and all this shit, crypto and everything, and so like yeah, I
X,
was not losing.
X.
Yeah.
I think you might be just a little too close to your mic on a little.
Oh no, I'm in the hallway.
It's
I'm in
popping.
the hallway. I got
Your mic is popping.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm in the hallway. I'm sorry. It's probably
Yeah.
echoing. I got
But
my earbuds in.
oh, okay.
Is it
But
still popping?
Yes, it's crazy.
It's still popping. Yeah. Just mute yourself for a second until you get to a clear area.
Okay, I got you. All right, I got you.
But I'm gonna say this, and X is right. We don't have financial literacy. We're irresponsible with our bodies and our money. I mean, think about the video, right? The young lady is grilling this dude over a bag of McDonald's. How low can you go? It's a bag
When
of
I
McDonald's.
posted that we was gonna talk about this, I said, if you can't get a McDouble, just say that.
Right.
Just say that.
You know what I mean? Now, if you're gonna sit down and say, "Listen, did you buy our son any stock today? Did you buy him any Amazon, any Nike stock?
Right.
Did you look into some property? You know, whatever for the boy, stuff like that." These are discussions that we have to have, not just continuing to have children and bring people in the world just to prove we can accomplish something. You know, in the words of the late great Joe Clark.
And then, you know, something that had came across my mind earlier, I was wondering, like, why didn't she just tell him, like, hey, I'll cash app you the money and you could get the rest of the kids' food? But after seeing the clip, I see why. She didn't have
She's
it.
very disrespectful. And that might be why he don't deal with her now. A lot of people feel like just because you have a child with somebody that they're obligated to do above and beyond, but you can treat them however. Men are humans too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, we sometimes forget that
too.
Yeah, we sometimes forget that. A friend of mine texted me today, and she had a great question about this incident. She said, "I wonder if his son called him personally and said, 'Dad, I'm hungry,' and had him come by there with the McDonald's. I wonder if his son did that. Because if his son did that, listen, my child hungry, I'm bringing it for my child. That's what he
That's true
too.
I never.
Hey, yo, I gotta step away for a minute, y'all.
Okay,
you good? Talk, but I gotta step away for a minute.
You
all
good?
right. Yeah, so I was wondering the same thing. When she asked me that question, I said, I was wondering the same thing. Did his son call him and say, 'Dad, I'm hungry. Can you bring me something?'" You know, but
That's a good question.
Yeah, but I do understand that if you're the youngest in the household, like me, I grew up with 3 brothers, and we used to fight over the last of the Kool-Aid. You know, if the Kool-Aid was at the bottom, you know what I mean? It's like we run home from school trying to get that shit because we know whoever get home first going to drink the last of the Kool-Aid. Okay,
Right.
so it caused strife and fights and stuff like that, and we all had the same mother and same father. Okay, so when you're talking about different parents and different fathers and mothers in the same household, and you bringing something for one child who happens to be the youngest, that's a setup for bullying in that household.
And that's why her priorities are fucked. Like, I don't care what's going on because I'm always going to have myself put together. But guess what that means? My daughter and her needs and necessities are going to come first.
Period.
Because I refuse to show up anywhere and she don't look like me or better than me. And that includes food because I'm going to eat.
And she get her stamp. She said the 7th or the 11th of
She said the 7th.
Yeah,
Hold on. We got it. Hold on.
You know I don't get my food stamps to the 7th. You know I get food stamps on the 11th.
She gave 2 different dates.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get food
That's why
stamps.
I said, is she telling the truth?
But my point is, okay, if she know when she get food stamps, you gotta learn how to budget your food stamp, budget your money. So, you know, you're not relying on this man bringing all the kids food. Budget your money.
Right.
She sold her stamps for that wig and those lashes.
Don't do that, Nicole.
Well, she might have already had the wig, but she definitely had to have.
No, she had that scarf on that first laugh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And she got to do better with them eyelashes. She got to do better with them eyelashes. Ain't no question about it. You know what I mean? I'm all for it if it's artistically done, but some women just don't do it right, and she didn't do it right. So she got to get.
And
her
it
game
also
tight.
takes time. Like let's just be all the way transparent and real, right? Whether you doing your lashes and your hair or somebody else is doing it at a shop or in a kitchen or wherever they're doing it, that takes time. So that means you took time away from your priorities, which was your kids and making sure they ate. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't. My big sister Dina, what she said, the math is not mathing because you're all the way put together and your household is in pieces.
And you know, if I was him, as a mature, he's a young guy, so I'm not sure how mature he is or whatever, responsible, whatever. But as a mature,
enough to come feed his son.
Yeah, that's true. But as a mature, responsible man, I would stop smashing her. I would stop. I wouldn't even want to be bothered with that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And see, the sooner he realizes that he has to cut her off from the D, the better off he'll be. Stop giving her the D, the better off you'll be, baby.
That girl rhyming. MC Bambi D in the house. That's right.
Not only that, there's so many instances where it be situations like this, and you exposed him or her, and they was probably smashing the next hour. Like that'd be the craziest part.
Yeah. Because you know when something good, you're gonna want it. It's gonna take you a while to get off of that, break that addiction. Because it's like
that would be embarrassing me.
Because it's like
ever.
I know I'm getting it good here. If I go back out there, I gotta find somebody.
How you getting it good there? You gotta bring your own Mickey D's.
Listen, she allowed him to come back whenever he
got
want.
A meal made or nothing.
Right. you gotta smash and then go feed your own self. Like the heaven would be smashed. Get you a little snack to go or snack to stay, something like
or nothing.
What?
But see, he not at the age yet where he understands the booty ain't worth the headache. Because
how old are they really though? With 4 kids, how old are they really?
They look young. 30, maybe under 30. You know what I mean?
See, I couldn't see his face. Everything that I saw, his face was blurred out. So
right.
I was thinking maybe mid to early 20s, but even back then, I wasn't that ditzy. No.
Yeah. But I just, and at that age, Bambi D, I was controlled by my ding-a-ling. I just, wherever it went, it went. You know what I mean? I was very immature regarding that. So I can understand him just wanting to smash because it's easy. You ain't got to take nobody to the movies. You ain't got to take nobody to dinner. I mean, that's just the easiest thing to do. Go and smash. So I understand that at that age. If that's
and what did I say earlier?
What?
Deal with the aftermath of the smashing. The problem is never the smashing; it's the aftermath.
Right, because it is an emotional.
Saying on this forum that I used to be on, never stick your D in crazy. That was the saying around there.
That's
Don't stick your D.
That's the best D.
She rhyming again. There she go, rhyming again. But why is it? Since Bambi D brought that up, though, why do the craziest chicks got the best twat?
I just said that.
I don't understand this. This is crazy.
It's not our fault.
Oh, so you admit you crazy?
Y'all know this. Y'all know this. Like what?
When I talk to other dudes, it's like an epidemic. The craziest the chick.
But I have my priorities straight though.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know that's right, but I'm just trying to find out the science or the psychology behind the crazy brain and the good twat. That's what I'm trying to find out. Because a lot of dudes,
it's levels to crazy. It's levels to crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's fun and crazy, and then it's crazy. I'm not crazy.
And then it's give you a headache crazy.
Yeah, that's the crazy. That's the legit crazy.
I mean, if you wake up in the middle of the night and she's standing over you in the dark, that's a little bit unnerving for me. You know what I mean? So,
well, what if she had just caught you in her convertible with another woman? Does that count?
I'm not going to her crib. and lay up. I'm not doing that. I'm not putting myself in that position.
See, that's why I held up the 5. I'm gonna shut back up because
Yeah.
5th.
The 5th?
No, we want to know. Nigga, we
I want to
know.
know. She said she
No,
pleaded the 5th.
we want to know.
We want to know, Bambi D. What up?
Man, we had a very, very, very okay. Now he was just a cheater, a straight cheater, and I'm dropping things. Leave that there. But anyway, he was a straight cheater. Either way it went, and he was at my house, and I went outside to tell him something. And when I got outside, his friend was there. Didn't really too much care for his friend, but not only was his friend there, but his friend was there with a girl, and the girl was with her friend. And I'm like, I opened the door, and there he is in my back seat of my drop.
Mm.
And I let him go to sleep.
Mm.
I almost killed him.
And guess what she is, Alex?
Where?
A Scorpio.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Guilty.
Scorpio. Oh, my goodness.
High five to my Scorpio.
I'm a Pisces. Was he a Pisces?
He was a Gemini.
Oh, that figures. Oh, Lord. Yeah, that figures.
Did you hear the tone on that? Make
Yeah.
sure y'all hit the replay on there.
And the reason why I'll ever date, he was not my first Gemini. He was definitely my last. But I love Pisces. I'm along with Pisces.
Yeah, Pisces are good. Yeah.
I never dealt with
Pisces
a
are
Gemini
fun.
or a Pisces.
You what?
Man, Pisces are how
I've
you
never
cracking up.
talked to a Gemini or a Pisces.
No? You say Bambi, a Pisces to do what, Bambi?
Pisces are how you cracking up. Pisces are funny.
Yeah.
I have a good banter with Pisces.
Yeah, we have a great sense of humor.
Alex, he ain't.
Nah,
Nah, that's my homie though.
you know what though? And you know, I've been married twice. I got, 3 biological children, 1 stepchild. I was married to both mothers of all the children. Right?
Okay, wait, before you go any further. Did you buy everybody Mickey D's? That's what we want to know.
Put it this way. I cooked for everybody because we all was in the same house.
There you go.
Okay, so there you go. Except for the wives. I was married 2 separate times. But my second marriage, we had our own child, but I also had a stepson. She had a son, when I came into the marriage. And early on, he was a young teenager. He might have been 13. I said to him, whatever happens, if anything ever happens between me and your mother, I'm still going to be that father figure for you. Now, he had an active father in his life, but I wanted him to know that I'm always going to be there regardless. Okay. So some years down the road, me and his mother started having issues, divorced. Okay. And about 8 months after we divorced, she actually passed away. Okay. Now he's in the army. He has 3 children of his own. He's married, whatever. And to this day, he's still, hey, Pop, love you, Pop. He still text, call me. And, last week, he's like, yo, Pop, I need $200. You got $200? I sent it to him. Because I told him, and my word is my man, as a man, you always going to be a son to me, whether I'm with your mama or not. Treat you the same
But
way.
see, let me pause you right there, though.
Uh-huh.
I want to also bring up the fact that while we talked about, like, a lot of people wasn't taught the financial side, a lot of these men weren't taught how to be the stand-up man like that. And then on the flip side, a lot of the women weren't taught how to respect the man, because we obviously can see she has no respect for him, whether he's the father of her child or not. Like, there's no respect there. So it's like, it's a lot of foundational things that people just don't have no more.
And I agree. And so the question for me would be, as far as what you said with the young lady, how you don't respect a guy, but allow him to smash whenever he wants.
Exactly.
That don't make any sense to me. I don't respect you, but come get some.
I don't get that.
You want to
see, it's a lot of women that do this these days. They'll complain, you a deadbeat, my baby daddy a deadbeat, he a deadbeat, and we'll still be sleeping with him. That's a lot of they doing that these days. They built different. It's
He a
weird.
deadbeat and you still let him come
And
beat.
you still let him come beat.
That's it. That's it. You know what I mean? But I knew as a child, because my father wasn't around as a child. Now, when I became an adult, me and my dad became very, very close. I learned some things about him and my mom. I understood why he wasn't around. I understood why my mother went through what she went through. You learn things when you become an adult and you look back on stuff, right? But I knew how I felt as a child not having my dad around. It made me a very angry child. It made me a violent kid, and all these things that affected me in a lot of different ways. It made me hate women a lot of times, and it wasn't, so it affected me greatly. And I had to grow up and grow out of that, and I had to realize I don't want no one else to feel the way I felt not having a dad in the house. And my kids never felt that. I just bought a house and put my daughter in there and my grandkids. Okay. So I'm trying to change the financial construct and the legacy of generations moving forward. Because everyone that died before us, and as much as I love them, they didn't leave us anything.
Right.
They left us the funeral bill. That was it. So what me and my man X and all of us are talking about is we have to learn financial literacy and plant those seeds and stop arguing over bags of McDonald's. It's ridiculous.
And
so make
something I
sure
didn't
that
learn.
y'all meet us across the street at hashtag on everything. Because like I said, the Black Dollar Coalition is coming soon.
Well, hurry up, woman.
Listen, I got so much to do, y'all. Y'all soon know. But it's coming. Everything is coming because we gotta change this stuff. Like, ain't nobody got time to keep watching these videos about you can't get your kids no McDouble.
Yeah. That's true, man. It's
Let's
crazy.
argue about whether we gonna rent out Mickey D's or Burger King.
Right.
Right.
Let's argue about that.
Let's argue about whether or not we're going to buy the franchise of McDonald's.
Exactly.
Yeah, let's argue about that. We got to change the way we have discussions. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And not make it about nickels and dimes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But I'm always concerned with the psychological makeup of a young lady like that, why she feels the way she feels, what she may have gone through, the decisions that she may have made, what were her examples, and same thing with the gentleman, okay? Because he went into it knowing she had three children by multiple fathers, had a child with her. So you put yourself there. So if it takes a village and you're gonna play responsible because you laying up with her every night, you can't take the responsibility away because now you're no longer in the household. Those children know you. If you was just smashing their mother and they didn't know you came in that midnight smashed and left at 3 a.m., the kids don't know you, that's different. But you live there with those children, they know who you are. Exactly. So when you bring food for just your child, he don't love us no more. That's how kids think. And you're
not only dealing with that situation, the situation that both of them dealt with, that guy and their mother, that's like, I think that people would like, do y'all not realize that what y'all go through, y'all kids feel and see and act out after you?
Exactly. Kids are very observant. Very observant.
You don't have to say a word. If that's your child, they can feel that.
I remember stuff my mother did. I was 4 or 5 years old that I didn't like. She would have boyfriends and stuff come over, and don't worry, they sleep. We wasn't asleep. We heard everything. Me and my brothers heard everything, and to this day, I remember that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I remember hearing my mother, in there having sex and hearing those sounds, and we 6, 7 years old. You know what I mean? So you don't forget those things. And then one day you don't see the guy no more. Right. Here come another one. You know what I mean? And I know I love my mother. God rest her soul. I know she was trying to survive. She was trying to stay sane. She was trying to feel attractive. She was trying to find a good dude, but she looked in the wrong places. You can't go to bars and clubs all the time and find a decent guy. You got to go somewhere where business folk hang out, where affluent people hang out, Go with doctors hang out, go with lawyers hang out, do that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
And I also feel like us as people as color, going into what you're talking about, Alex, we have to stop the whole secrecy thing. Because, us as people of color, we're taught what goes on in your house stays in your house. Therefore, don't have emotions. You strong, get through it. You the strong, independent Black woman, or you a man. You shouldn't be doing that. But that's why a lot of people are still going through what they go through all the time, because they don't talk about things. They tend to think that they're going through things by themselves, when if we had conversations with each other, we can understand that we really do relate to each other, and we could get over and learn from a lot of things, or not go through shit that the next person went through because we talked about it.
Exactly.
Right. All this secrecy, man. The secrecy causes illness for real. And it's generational curses.
And then you judging people and y'all doing the same shit.
Right.
But this was a great discussion. I loved it. Stay on, y'all, too, for just a second. I really thank y'all for coming up. I'm going to put y'all backstage real quick. That was my 2 cents about that whole dilemma. It was crazy. We're going to have lots of discussions like that. Y'all know how I get down over here on my 2 cents. I really want to thank everybody for coming through. If y'all have any topics that y'all want to talk about, y'all know y'all can hit me up in the inbox. Let me know what we want to talk about, and we'll go from there. Other than that, I'll see y'all next time.
If you happen to be a topic of discussion over here at My 2 Cent, you are more than welcome to come over and set the record straight. Like I said, My 2 Cent is just my opinion. I speak on just speculation, you know what I mean? But if you want to set the record straight, come on and correct me if I'm wrong, honey. Because sometimes I am. I'm a human and I'm woman enough to admit that. Smooches.